Hi guys, welcome to another beer review. Hope you can hear me. And yeah, didn't really think this through, but wanted to try a slightly different angle. But yeah, so I'm on the floor again, and you get to see the shit heap that I call my, well, it looks like a really low grade hall of revidence. Ah, oh, fucking hell, just shut the fuck up and enjoy the beer review. So today we're having a look at another of the 6th birthday beers from Cloudwater, and this one is Can You See My Screen? Truly Endless Routine, and this is a New Zealand Hopfenweisse, clocking in at 6.5% ABV with a dry hop intensity of 12. You're too far away to see that properly, but then again, if you're any closer, you'd see my face a bit more, which is something nobody should ever have to put up with. So, yeah. There's two things about this. So, by the way, you are literally stuck to a wall with blue tack because I just haven't bought a, what are they called? Tripods. And I've noticed that the camera's sloping a little bit, so it is what it is. So yeah, this is probably the beer out of the, did I get 6? Yeah, 3 dark beers and then 3 light beers that I'm probably looking forward to the least. First, because it's a wheat beer, and secondly, it's New Zealand hops, which I'm not New Zealandist or anything like that. It's just, I'm not the biggest fan of New Zealand hops. Don't know what it is. They don't really do much for me, quite frankly. And yes, before anyone asks, I am going to shove this brush up my arse. But, and I might do it whilst admiring a topless Morrissey. So, check out my OnlyFans. Swipe up. Anyway, yeah, lovely artwork as per usual. At least my double chin's hid slightly at this angle, and I think you can just about see the brown towel. Yeah, because I do take pride in my beer reviews, obviously. But yeah, Hopfenweisses. I've had a few. Obviously, one of the more notable ones would be the one that was actually brewed by Schneiderweisse, which I think started life as a collaboration between themselves and Brooklyn Brewery, or definitely Garrett Oliver. And yeah, that's not a bad beer. And I've had some alright examples, but it's just, I don't know, doesn't do much for me, to be honest. And I think the camera's sloped down even more. But yeah, beer in the glass then. I mean, it looks nice, doesn't it? It looks like, you know, a hazy IPA. But then again, wheat beers are naturally hazy anyway. So the fact that you've, you know, dry hopped it, you know, it's a match made in heaven for the haze boys, isn't it? Beer poured with about 1 finger's worth for a white soapy head. It's got a lovely sort of mango look to it. Nothing's getting through that at all, but a little bit of like an amber hue, which I'd imagine is coming from the wheat beer element. But I know Paul and the Cloudwater folk are, you know, they respect traditional brewing traditions. That's terrible English. And yeah, I mean, some of the best UK lagers and stuff have come from Cloudwater. Their Helles is always good, and it's an always, from what I can gather, developing recipe. I'm just waiting for this camera to fall off the wall, but if it does, it does. Luckily, I've got clothes underneath it because I'm a fucking animal. Anyway, so let's give it a sniff. At least I've got an armrest. It's got a slight cloviness. you're getting those lovely sort of banana sweets. A little bit of a slight juicy fruit aroma. Almost like a soft citrus sort of character. It reminds me of those sort of like spicy fruit tones you smell at Christmas. It smells really nice and pleasant, actually. Anyway, so let's tuck on in. Cheers, folks. Never doing this camera angle again. It's unmistakably a wheat beer. Quite clearly, you get those like classic wheat beer flavours. A little bit of spice, almost like a slight cardamom, clove. A little bit of rye bread coming through. Lovely creamy mouthfeel. And it's doing that thing that, one of the reasons why I don't like wheat beers is because I think they pretty much mess up my stomach. Without going into great detail. Something about wheat beers just doesn't sit right with me. I said sit right. The wheat beer gives it a little bit of like a savoury character. You could even have a case to say it adds a almost like faux dankness to it. Do you know what? It's not doing much for me, but it's inoffensive. I've come to that point now where if I'm not enjoying a beer, and it doesn't have to be an awful beer, which this is by far an awful beer. It's really nicely brewed. You get that really solid, if you love wheat beers, Cloudwater have done an absolutely wonderful wheat beer in this. And it's hopped really nicely. It's not really hoppy, but I don't know, it's got that sort of like, I'd imagine there's like Nelson used in this. Because it's almost got like a grape musk flavour to it. And yeah, it's just, going back to my point before I went off on one. I've come to that situation where if I'm not enjoying a beer, or it's not doing much for me, I'm not going to be too upset if I pour it away. I want to have a few beers tonight, but I'm in work tomorrow. I'm going to be joining a stream, so I'll end up drinking maybe 1 or 2 more beers than I wanted to anyway. So, as far as I'm concerned, this would just be adding to the hangover and me feeling like shit. Plus, it's a wheat beer, so I'm going to feel like shit anyway. But this beer isn't shit. It's just not for me at the end of the day. But if you like hoppy wheat beers, this is a really good example of one. But it's just got too many characteristics and flavours that I'm just not a fan of. And it seems to all come together into one beer. So I'll drink maybe a few more sips. But I don't feel the need to finish it. And I just don't want that to come across like I'm, you know, putting down Cloudwater. Because I love Cloudwater to death. Paul, I'd love to meet Paul. The only time I've ever spoke to Paul was before I knew he was Paul from Cloudwater. And I was in, what's it called? Oh, what's that pub in Manchester? Right in the edge of Northern Quarter. It's not the Pilcrow. Oh my God, it's been such a long time since I've actually stepped foot in my second home that is Manchester, even though I have no sleeping arrangements there. I'd love to live in Manchester, by the way. Best city in the world. What's it called? Oh my God. But I was in there and I was just stood at the bar and I was like trying to think of what beer I wanted, and Paul recommended, I think it was a Thornbridge like milk stout or something like that. And I thought, I like your blue jacket. I'm sure he was wearing a beanie and he had a bit of a bigger beard. So I thought, oh, thank you. And then I went and sat back down and it sunk in. And yeah, I love watching him on the streams. This isn't going to become a complete, you know, fanboy sort of video. Well, it can't be, because I've just openly admitted that I'm not going to finish the beer. But I don't mean it in a negative way. And if I didn't have work tomorrow, I'd probably be a little bit more inclined to finish it all. But it's already feeling a little bit heavy on me. But yeah, this don't listen to this review. Disregard this as a beer review, because I've just talked shit during this whole video. If you like Hopfenweisses, hoppy wheats, what's that American sort of name for a hoppy wheat beer? Then you're probably rarely going to enjoy this, and it is a little bit enjoyable, but it's just got flavours in there that I'm just not a fan of, so I don't really feel like drinking the rest of it. But Cloudwater, I absolutely love that brewery, and what a great start to 2021 they've had. And it's fantastic, you know, that they're 6 years strong, and I'd like to think, and they very much deserve to have many years going forward. And I think anyone who's ever worked for Cloudwater, or has worked up to Cloudwater, or gone to somewhere else from Cloudwater, would have very positive things to say, I would imagine. And this is one of those videos where it's become me just trying to sort of, you know, when you were like a kid in like primary school and you were a little bit mean to another kid because kids are mean, and then you're like overly apologetic, or you offer some sort of truce so they won't snitch to a primary school teacher who is fully aware that you're not a little shit, you're just a child, but to you it's like, oh God, what if people find out? Then that's what this video has become. It's just me making excuses for no reason. But yeah, it's not bad. If you like this sort of stuff, you'll really enjoy it. And yeah, if you've tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. What's some of your favourite Hopfenweisses? What's some of your favourite Cloudwater beers? And I'm going to have to wait a few seconds after ending this video to remember to actually trim the start and the end, because you don't need to see a morbidly obese blonde guy grunting by sitting up, like by standing up and sitting down, because I'm so ridiculously unhealthy. And here's to clogged arteries. Cheers, and happy birthday again, Cloudwater. So go check out Cloudwater, go check out their website, their socials, their web shop. Getting some really interesting guest beers in, as well as brewing their own fantastic beers. And yeah, I've got quite a few Cloudwater reviews on the channel, so I implore you to go check those out if you so wish. You don't have to. You never have to watch any of my videos, full stop. And I wouldn't blame you if you stopped watching. Anyway, cheers for watching, folks. You all take care. See you later. And I winked like a weirdo. No, I best turn the camera off first.